morning to all of you. My name is Javed Majid Pandit. I'm a PhD scholar from Center for Management Study, Jamia Millia Islamia. I'm going to present my paper on prospects of agricultural extension services in Bundelkhand region of Uttar Pradesh. Let's start with the introduction. Uttar Pradesh is the most populous state in India with a population of 220 million, and Bundelkhand region of central India is the hotspot of water scarcity, land degradation, poverty, and poor socio-economic status. So, when we talk about the agrarian distress in Uttar Pradesh and in Bundelkhand in particular, we came to the conclusion that it is mainly due to agricultural prices that are very low and consequently poor farm incomes, equally significant are low agricultural productivity and related supply side factors. So what is happening in Uttar Pradesh and in Bundelkhand in particular is that the decreasing size of farm holdings and the profitability of size for rising farm income is related problem. So when we further go into the research, we find that access, quality and affordability of agricultural knowledge remain as a major impediment to smallholders farm productivity gain as in developing countries. So in developing countries, still farmers don't have access to quality education when it comes to farming. So as per the census of India 2011 report, 59% of the workforce in Uttar Pradesh is engaged in agriculture and the average holding is 0.76 hectares. So further, 92% of the holdings are small and marginal. So 29% of this population was below poverty line in 2011-12. So that shows how deplorable the situation is in Uttar Pradesh. So as per the Situation Assessment Survey (NSS) 2012 and 13, average monthly income of an agri household in Uttar Pradesh was the third lowest in the country. So Uttar Pradesh agriculture gross domestic product, that is state GSDP, grew at 2.5% per annum over the period of 2001 and 2015, which is also below than the national average of more than 5. Uttar Pradesh's agrarian economy continues to grapple with low productivity and lack of proper infrastructure. So the famous research when it comes to agriculture economists Gulhati and Seema Batla, Raju Memgian, Virik Khan and Raman and Khan again in the research in 2017 and 2020 have highlighted that the investment level in the agriculture in Uttar Pradesh is very low and there are emerging regional and sectoral gaps in Uttar Pradesh. Bundelkhand region of central India is hotspot of water scarcity, land degradation, poverty, and socio-economic states. Adnan Shikil in his 2012 research highlighted those things. The geographical region of Bundelkhand has 7 districts of Uttar Pradesh and 6 districts of Madhya Pradesh. Bundelkhand and its adjoining areas are bestowed with vast resources, though we have vast resources when it comes to land, forest, and minerals, but the area lacks in agriculture, industry, and human resources because we don't have availability of resources when it comes to water, when it comes to technology, and when it comes to other infrastructure needed for modern agriculture. Bundelkhand is considered as one of the backward regions of the state. 6 out of the 7 districts of Bundelkhand region in Uttar Pradesh fall in the backward category. That again shows us how backward the particular region is and how the infrastructure and agriculture as per se will be. So when we go to the material and methods, so in the present sense, agriculture distress is mainly due to low agriculture prices and consequently poor farm income. See, now what is going to happen is that when you have a distress in agriculture, automatically what will happen, you have poor farm income and you will also have low agriculture productivity. Why? Because you are going to have labor intensive agriculture, which is going to give you low productivity related to what you are having when it compared to capital intensive agriculture. So the decreasing average size of farm holding and the profitability of this size for rising farm income is related problem. So Rangarajan and Dev in 2019 also say, because of the decreasing average size of farm holding, automatically the profitability has fallen. When the profitability will fall, automatically the bargaining power of the farmers is also going to fall. There are two opposing views. So two opposing views of in this particular nature. One is of the government view and other is of the scholars view. The government views it as a stagnated and even decreased investment, production, and crop yield. The government feels that the effect of green revolution has withered away. That has led to the stagnation of the agriculture. But on the other hand, we see when we see the left see when we see the scholars, they see it as an agrarian crisis, and they feel like we should intervene now in this particular problem. So we don't see much literature when it comes to Bundelkhand on agriculture. So when we talk about Indian population, which is going to grow by 1.6 billion by 2050, so in order to cater the need of all the population, definitely we need to invest more in agriculture. Not only agriculture, but we need to have both quantitative and qualitative agriculture. So if a country aspires to become wealthy, urbanized, and health conscious, so they need there is a need for expansion of demand for food also. A.K. Singh and Burman have in 2019 research also highlighted this thing. So the situation looks very bleak, and we are trying to just give painkillers to the problem which has become cancerous for the farmers. So Dipankar Gupta has summarized this thing. So agriculture crisis in Uttar Pradesh has not reached an acute level, whatever we are seeing when it comes to Vidarbha region or when it comes to Karnataka, but it is persistent low intensity crisis reflected in the stagnation of production. The indebtedness of farmers, weak return of cultivation, growing disappointment of farmers, and alienation. So, what is the solution for all those problems which we are seeing that agrarian distress, which is going to have a different, which is going to engulf all those farmers in the future? What is going to be the future for that is then marketing in agriculture consists primarily of procurement and sale of agriculture products. So the selling of agriculture products poses a little challenge in earlier days when the village economy was more or less based on self-sufficiency. As a farmer sold his produce to a customer on cash or a barter system. But the discovery of efficient markets provides both actors with successful price discovery. Today, a farmer has a choice to sell his produce online also, or he can sell his produce throughout the India anywhere. Price discovery and a level playing field. That is giving a farmer a price discovery also and a level playing field also. So agriculture is one of the largest occupation. It has steadily evolved since the time of historic human civilization. So, but we are seeing there has been innovations when it comes to agriculture. This profession has been enriched with modern technology. So, modern agriculture today is dependent on information communication technology. Today, ICT has become a main player. ICT has become a main factor when it comes to yielding better returns for the farmers in promoting competitive markets and improving the growth of agriculture sector. Access to agriculture market and market knowledge are important factors. So the new upcoming sector of agriculture market includes social media, microblogs, websites, communities. So social media has been very instrumental, very useful instrument for agriculture marketing. It saves farmers time and cost. So definitely, if a farmer can put his produce on the Facebook or WhatsApp or Instagram, definitely he will find some buyers to it with very meager cost. So Balakrishnan and Desmukh in 17 research have highlighted this thing. People were less sure about e-buying a few years before, but nowadays the system has become robust and we are moving more towards digital transactions and all. It is also going to help farmers in their dream also to become more self-sufficient. So marketing is a vital link between the agriculture production sector and on one hand and the non-farm market industry on the other hand. In addition to the physical rules and facilitation of the movement of products from manufacturing to customers. So the marketing system also fulfills the function of price discovery at various marketing and transmission levels in the marketing chain. Ishwar S. Pramar et al. 2019 research highlighted this thing. Indian agriculture has become highly commercialized and brand oriented. Today, there are so many big players who are coming into the agriculture, naming few like Reliance, Adani, Tata, they are coming into the agriculture because it has become like commercialized and brand oriented. Commercial farming led to policy development in both production and distribution of farm produce. Around 30 to 35% of food grains were marketed in the early 95, which has uh, which has risen to more than 70% in recent years. Sharma and Vardhan 2017 research. So what is needed today is that we need to decipher the problem, such as the use of hazardous pesticides, regulated irrigation, pollution control, environment impact on agriculture practices. So automation of farming practice has shown an increase in the soil gains and has also increased soil fertility. Siani and Gulati in 2017 research have highlighted that automation in farming is going to have less impact on ecology and environment. So Bundelkhand region is prone to drought and water scarcity has led to mitigation of population. So population from agriculture sector to another sector. So the growing dependence on population agriculture sector alone has led to distress in agriculture. So when you have the large number of population depending on agriculture, then again we need to find the ways so that we can shift that excess population from agriculture to some profitable sector. So the migration which farmers do from rural area to urban area is again a trend which is very alarming. The twin problem of unemployment and less productivity agriculture has led to backwardness of the region. Anil Kumar Gupta et al. 2014 research. The primary concern and evolving issue for every country are growing population and the rapid increasing demand for food. So when the population is going to increase, automatically there is an increase in demand for food also. So traditional farming methods are not adequate to satisfy the growing demand. So they have to hamper the soil by intensifying the use of harmful pesticides. Jha et al. 2019 and 2018 research have highlighted this. So, in order to ensure convergence in the pluralistic environment, a comprehensive agriculture extension policy is important in designing the coordination process and structure for stakeholders. If, according to their relative advantage, all agriculture extension organizations coverage at different levels, farmers would be encouraged and mobilized to implement better technology offered by the organized and convergent extension approach. We are seeing in 2018 research. So what is the conclusion we can draw? So what is the future of the extension services in Bundelkhand is that agriculture in Bundelkhand urgently requires well-developed structural reforms in the field of agriculture marketing, dairy production, sugarcane pricing, as well as agri-rural infrastructure development. The adoption of new agriculture technology and the creation of effective, stable value chain to make Bundelkhand agriculture competitive. So assess quality and affordability of agricultural knowledge remains a major impediment to small farmers' productivity gains in developing countries. Information communication technology has recently presented a potential way to mitigate this situation. At local, national, and regional level, several technologies have been introduced that incorporate ICT in the dissemination of agricultural knowledge to farmers. So agriculture extension services are going to have a very major say when it comes to farmers' better yields and when it comes to farmers price discovery also. And because we are getting market is getting more volatile because of this COVID-19 situation and all, I think agriculture extension services provides a better hope for the farmers. Thank you very much.